Conservative New Media peeps, what's up? It's me, John D. Villarreal, and Paul at Villarreal right there. This is a special presentation in the wake of the big, well, we've really had a lot of these things happening. It was Bell, California. It's been, you know, Vallejo going, the city of Vallejo being under financial trouble. Overseas, it's Greece. It's all over the place. And now it's Wisconsin. And when you pull it all together, along with the big budget problems that we have at the federal level, and a lot of states have, it's New Jersey over there with Chris Christie. We got problems. You know, Cuomo's taking on, you know, the budget problems in New York, problems in Illinois. It's everywhere. And so I wanted to do a special presentation for our conservative media viewers out there about what is the problem with public employee unions, with these pension situations. What is the real issues here? This is all personal opinion. We're not alleging any facts, casting aspersions. Check the disclaimers on both sides. You know that. All for informational, entertainment value only. Now, and that includes everything, all the comments, everything related to touching this video, the whole 9 yards. Now, you know, I thought to myself, a lot of people grow up, they think about, oh, I want to win the lottery, I want to win the lottery. Is today, quote unquote, you know, maybe, in my personal opinion, winning the lottery just as simple as being in a public employee union? How bad is it, John? How bad is it, CNN, Conservative New Media? Well, it's even worse than I thought it was. And I'm a super genius, and I'm plugged in a lawyer, and I'm plugged right into this type of stuff. We identified 10 areas, and we're going to give you the stats. We're going to give you some graphics and charts that you can look at, and some examples, and go step by step to show you the magnitude of the problem and how insanely bad it is. And we've covered 10 major areas that you have to look at to understand this problem in whole. We're going to run through them as quickly as we can. Issue number 1, paying people not to work. We'll deal with that. Issue number 2, massive, what I consider, my personal opinion, massive pension packages. Issue number 3, overtime. Issue number 4, defined benefits. Issue number 5, early retirement. Issue number 6, pay spiking. Issue number 7, quote unquote, airtime. That's basically, we'll define all these in a second. Issue number 8, double dipping, quote unquote. Issue number 9, some public employee unions, I believe, don't pay into Social Security. Issue number 10, low in a percentage in relationship to the potential benefit. The contributions from public employee unions into their pensions seems to me, in my personal opinion, to be pretty low. Now, when you look at these things and you take it as a whole, well, first of all, before I get into all that, we're going to step through all these and how bad it is. Paul, give us a quick update on, very, very briefly, what's going on in Wisconsin with these teachers and these protests and the governor, and how bad is it?
Well, what's going on right now is, at least this is Thursday, February 17th, was that there was supposed to be a vote on this bill, basically to reduce the scope of the power that unions have, I guess, in collective bargaining and et cetera, because this has to be done, says Governor Scott Walker, because the budget's out of control. The budget and the deficit, these things have to be reduced within the state of Wisconsin.
So let me summarize this very quickly. Basically what we have is a situation where Governor Scott Walker got elected on a platform of getting the budget under control because it was out of control, not the least is with these public employee union pensions, and he campaigned on that. And what we also had is an election where a lot of Republicans won in the State House as well. So they were elected to address this. They're addressing this, and they're making proposals that we consider quite moderate, quite frankly, in our personal opinion. And we'll link to those, and we'll maybe do another video just on that. And instead of coming to the table, whatever like that, and trying to, you know, work with the governor, whatever, there's this massive protest by these teachers. Now, they're not calling it a strike because they're not allowed to strike legally, whatever like that, but all the teachers are there, or a lot of teachers are there, and somehow schools are being shut down, and now supposedly there's other people maybe being bussed in from Ohio, this and that. This has basically become ground zero. Like you said, Part of the Democrats in the Senate have taken off, so there's no quorum, they can't vote on this. I mean, other people have made it, have said it, you know, in their opinion, is almost like Egypt coming into Wisconsin. This is ground zero. So in that context, this is going on all across the country. We wanted to find out how bad this is. How bad is this? What is the problems here with the public employee union pensions? I've known it's bad. I've had it in my gut. You guys know out there. And we're just going to lay this out right here, right now. So the step one is you can't pay people not to work. Basic, simple. I don't care if it's, and that's a very generic umbrella. I've been saying it for a while. Limbaugh's picking it up. Other people picked it up. It covers everything. Same thing with Social Security. When it's set up like a Ponzi scheme and there is no lockbox or trust fund because it's all being used in the general funds every year, there's nothing saved there, and the numbers and demographics don't work anyway. You know, it used to be 15 workers for one retiree. Now there's like, you know, 3 to 1, and pretty soon it's going to be 2 to 1. Numbers don't work. Same thing with this. The numbers don't work. I mean, you can't, if you are able to, as we'll show you, if you're able to retire at 50, 55, whatever, and get paid basically close to, if not your highest last salary for life, eventually if enough people do it, there's going to be a problem. You can't pay people not to work. That's problem number one. Problem number two, what I consider massive pension packages. And you know, we will show you some of these massive pension packages. We've all heard about the Bell, California situation where a city manager was making almost $800,000 per year. I think the town was 30 or 40,000 people or something like that. Small town outside of LA, right? Blue collar type town. And therefore, because of the way that it was all set up, I think they were on tap to get $600,000 or more per every year for life. So you don't even have to, as I will show you, in my personal opinion, you don't have to, if you want to win the lottery, you don't need to go pick some numbers and get lucky, you know, hitting whatever like that. You don't need to go to Vegas or go to Reno or Tahoe. You just work as a public employee union to get the right job. And you get set up. Now, this has to come to an end, so whatever. But, you know, you think, well, that's one example, John. That's just someone. Is it? Interesting, because we have another example, and we listed tons of stuff down in the description. Check it out, tons of stuff. We've listed other examples where the San Jose police chief, I think last year, made over $500,000. We have, there's a lieutenant chief in San Francisco that's also making over $500,000. We have, let me put it to you this way. And these are people that are working, there's other issues of, let me put it this way. If you think it's one or two, you'd be wrong. Because simply in California alone, there is over, I believe, and we're listing everything, 12,000 pensioners getting over $100,000 or more every year. They're not working. Okay? That, in my opinion, is massive. Think about that. We have another article from Forbes down there listed. If you're making $80,000 a year, if you have an $80,000 a year benefit for the rest of your life, and you retire at like 55 or something like that, 50, 55, somewhere in there. And this also, you know, you have these Cadillac health plans where you basically have all this incredible health coverage for the rest of your life. That's equal to $2 million. $2 million. That's at $80,000. That's not at this $600,000 or $540,000 or, you know, $100,000 plus. Do you understand how much money that is? How many people in the private sector do you know, oh, well, this CEO, that CEO. Yeah. Show me, you know, that many people in the private sectors that have, and also, let's see what they paid in. Let's see what they've done to get to that level. We're going to talk about that. Now, we also want to talk about, you see, because here's the other thing. It used to be that in the old days, you took the government jobs because it was safety, it was secure, it's not whatever. And also, a lot of these people, and quite frankly, you know, I know instances where, you know, and we'll put it side by side up here in the graphic. You have, let's say, example X. You have a lawyer or an executive with an MBA, and they went to an Ivy League school, and they went to law school, and they passed the bar, they passed the MBA, or it could be a doctor with a private practice, or a dentist, and who did the residency, the whole 9 yards, whatever. And there's cases where these people have lost their homes, they've lost their savings, they lost their job, and now they're stuck. They might be 30, 40, 50 years old. They've lost everything. They did everything right. They paid huge millions of dollars in taxes, all this kind of stuff. And now they're done. And vis-a-vis, you got someone over here that's maybe firefighter X, and firefighter X only has a high school education and did his certification or whatever like that, and is making, $200,000 a year, and is set for life. With full retirement packages, full health benefit. How is that fair? How in the world is that fair? Well, firefighters and police, we need that. Okay, well, do we need the trash collector? At what point do you extend that argument? Because all these public employee unions want you to think that they're vital. And I'm not saying that they aren't good people, but I'm saying that this is out of whack. Things are completely out of whack. How is it? That's what I want to know. How is it that someone that's not even a police chief is making more, or city manager is making more money than the president of the United States? This is supposed to be public service. This is supposed to be public service.